we decide to ban guns or severely restrict or make it incredibly difficult for a law-abiding citizen to get one, you can't just look at what you hope will happen, which is you hope that that'll make it harder for a bad guy to get one. But I guarantee you it will make it harder for a good guy to get one. So what happens to the 500,000 or the broader estimates, 2 million people every year that use a firearm to protect themselves? What happens to them? See, when they become a victim, they now become a victim as a direct result of your policy, which disarmed them or made it more difficult for them to get a firearm in the first place. Do you bear any responsibility for that? And a lot of these politicians don't seem to think that way. They just look at it as, well, if gun violence drops at all, we don't need to look at the statistics. We just need to claim that restricting gun rights or restricting access to firearms is what works or what caused it.
Louisiana is going to be the 28th state to pass a permitless carry bill. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. Any channel, content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. And once again, for my Connecticut residents, if you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, make sure you get that training done before July 2024, because after that, it gets longer, harder, more expensive. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Don't let it expire. There is a link to the online renewal portal for the state of Connecticut for pistol permits. Keep an eye on that. Let's talk about this. Now, the story breaking on the 21st of February, Louisiana Senate Committee, in a 6-1 vote, passes a measure that will allow for the carrying of concealed firearms without a permit. Now, this is, once again, big news. As I said, this is the 28th state to do so, and this is becoming a wave across the country of more of constitutionally minded states to allow their citizens to carry a firearm without a permit. Of course, you're going to get the same gaslighting as you always get from the anti-gun crowd, claiming that more guns equals more violence, when in reality, actual data shows that's not true. But let's come into here. Louisiana Senate Committee easily passes permitless carry. In a breezy 6-1 vote, the Louisiana Senate Judiciary C Committee on Tuesday gave a big thumbs up to a bill that would bring permitless concealed carry to the sportsman's paradise. The measure, SB 1, simply codifies the right of law-abiding citizens 18 years and older to carry concealed handguns lawfully in the state without first having to get a permit. Sponsored by Republican State Senator Blake McGuinness, the bill would make Louisiana the 28th such state to recognize permitless carry as law of the land. Quote, "The case for constitutional carry in our state is clear. Individuals shouldn't need government permission to protect themselves and their loved ones. True," said McGuinness in an op-ed published this week in the Times. P.A.N. neighboring states such as Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, and Kentucky already recognize this right, underscoring that self-defense is a fundamental liberty, not a bureaucratic privilege. Somebody should tell Trudeau that up in Canada. Louisiana has had a curious road to permitless carry. The state has long recognized open carry without any more of a license than the Second Amendment and issued $125 5-year concealed carry permits. A red state, the Louisiana legislature gave its approval to a permitless carry law in both 2021 and 2022, but it never made it past the desk of Democrat Governor John Bel Edwards. Now, with a Republican Governor Jeff Landry in Baton Rouge, the outcome will likely be different. SB 1 is set for further review before the Senate Review and Fiscal Affairs Committee later this week. Let's come out of that. So once again, another state has recognized the individual right to self-defense, which is a liberty, not a bureaucratic process. And once again, applause to them. Now, this course raises a whole lot of specters. If you remember, Ohio did a very in-depth study of how the law affected gun crime. And they found out that in 7 major cities in Ohio, 5 saw a reduction in gun violence since that permitless carry bill had been made into law.
A new study just released is now unearthing if the Buckeye State's constitutional carry law impacted gun violence in cities.
The study was published today by the Center for Justice Research through a partnership between Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost's office and Bowling Green State University.
I remember back on June 13th, the state began allowing citizens to carry a concealed weapon without a permit. The study looked at gun violence in the state's 8 largest cities. 6 saw less gun crimes after the law changed. The data spans from June 2021 to June 2023.
And one of those cities that saw a decrease was the city of Columbus. Before the law, the rate per 1,000 people of crimes was 10.79. It dropped to nearly 9.5%. Other cities that saw decreases are Cleveland, Toledo, Akron, Parma, and Canton. The cities that featured a jump are Cincinnati and Dayton.
So the notion that more guns equals more crime does not stand the smell test. But what is another issue that some of these blue states need to be paying attention to? There's 2 actually. A circuit court has deemed that Maryland's permitting system is unconstitutional in violation of constitutional rights, basically focusing once again on Bruin. And another issue that is coming up is that these blue states, from a financial standpoint, are literally hurting themselves. What happened in Trump and his New York case, now all of a sudden investors are saying we're not going to invest in New York because we're afraid that you'll turn around and do the same thing to us. Also, you have gun manufacturers fleeing these blue states and moving to red states. Once again, you're talking about a financial base that is leaving and is hurting the people who live in those states. These people really need to rethink their position. Now, this case in Maryland is very interesting because for all states that have a permitting system, this is going to put them in serious jeopardy of having their permitting systems overturned, which I technically don't have a problem with. Because as we saw in Connecticut, they are abusing the fact that you have to get a permit in order to then purchase a firearm to be able to carry it by making it harder for you to do so, which is unconstitutional. But this is good news for Louisiana, and I applaud them. And once again, like they said, they had a Democrat in the governor's seat. Now they have a Republican, so they have a very, very good chance of this passing through and enabling the average citizen to protect themselves without the bureaucratic process hampering them from doing so. So applause once again. We'll see if other states pick up on this, and at some point you're going to have a mass majority of this country who are going to have a permitless carry system, which is my hope. And those states that do have a permitting system may be in trouble as the Maryland case goes through the courts. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.